What's up guys, welcome to Smoke Detector Cooking. Today I'm going to be showing you how to take these simple ingredients and we're going to turn them into an awesome sausage bread. Stick around. And if you guys are new here, I would highly recommend you subscribe. I bring a new video every week to YouTube, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's over here in this corner. And I'm going to show you guys how to make this sausage bread. Let's go. And if you guys like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. What we're going to do is we're going to take 1 1/3 cups of warm water and we're going to add our yeast to it. 1 package full. That's usually what they come in the store. We want to add 1 tablespoon of sugar just to give the yeast something to feed on while it works its magic in there. So we're going to take this and we're going to give it a little stir before we let it sit for a few minutes. And this is going to get nice and foamy. So I'm going to show you how this looks in a few minutes after it starts to work and that yeast starts to get activated. While our yeast is working, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 3 1/2 cups of flour to our bowl. 2, 3 1/2. To this we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to go ahead and stir this up before we add our yeast mixture so that way we can make sure the salt is mixed into the flour really well. Now that we've got our salt mixed in there with our flour, I'm going to set this aside so you guys can see the yeast. Now if you look really closely, you can see the foam that's formed on top, and that lets you know that the yeast is actually activated. Because sometimes yeast will go bad. But you see that foam that forms on top right there? That means it's working. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stir this into our flour mixture a little bit at a time, and we'll mix it up. You guys can also use a regular KitchenAid mixer or just some kind of mixer if you want, if you have a bread attachment. That'll work as well. If you don't have a mixer, you're probably going to notice it's easier to use your hands than it is a fork, sooner rather than later. Once you get your flour mixed in, you're going to want to go ahead and knead it for at least another 10 minutes. So I've been kneading this dough for about 10 minutes and I feel that everything's been mixed together really well, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half because this makes 2 loaves. We're going to set one of these off to the side, and I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go ahead and put it in a bowl, and a little bit of olive oil in this bowl will keep it from sticking. I'm going to put this in there, and we're also going to put a little bit of olive oil on top of this, just to help keep it from drying out. And we'll mix that up. We'll mix it around a little bit. This will help keep it from drying out. So what you're going to want to do is take a towel, put it over top of this, and put this somewhere warm. That way the dough can have time to rise. So the next step is to take our fresh ingredients and we're going to saute our peppers, our onion, and our garlic. Now I'm using plant-based chorizo that's already been pre-cooked, so if you guys are using regular sausage or any other kind of meat, you're going to want to saute this first and get it cooked before you go ahead and put it in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a pizza pan or a regular baking pan. We're going to take our dough and we're going to stretch it out so it fits the bottom of this pan. So now I'm going to take my pre-cooked chorizo and I'm going to put it on our dough and just kind of spread it out nicely. And remember what I said, if you guys are using a meat that needs to be cooked, go ahead and cook that before you put it in the oven. That way it'll cook thoroughly and you guys aren't going to get sick. On top of this, we're going to go ahead and add some of our sauteed veggies. And on top of all of this, we're going to go ahead and add our fresh basil and our fresh oregano. Give all of our greens a little bit of a dice just to get those flavors really flowing before we throw them on. Just like that. And then go ahead and sprinkle your oregano and your basil on. And we're going to give it a little pinch of salt as well. And that right there looks beautiful. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll it up. Before we throw this in the oven, we're going to want to go ahead and lightly hit it with a little bit of olive oil. That way it has a nice golden brown color when it comes out, or while it bakes, I should say. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and throw this in the oven at 375 for 15 minutes. And since most of our ingredients are already cooked, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just leave this to pretty much just brown up, and it'll rise as well. So I had to turn the oven up to 400, and it's been about 25 minutes, but let's take it out and see how she looks. Oh yeah, I'll show you this in a second. So I just got our sausage bread out of the oven, and it smells amazing, it looks amazing, it's got that nice golden brown. That oregano and the basil is just it's amazing. I wish you guys could smell it. So I'm gonna cut us a piece just so we can see how it looks on the inside. Oh yeah, let me show you guys right here. It's really hot, but oh yeah, see that? Let me focus it in here. That looks amazing, and it is very hot. This recipe is super simple, and you guys should definitely give it a try. If you guys like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, and if you're new here, you should totally subscribe. I come out with a new recipe every single week. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and eat way more of this than I probably should.